Welcome to the Mentality Show. Welcome to the Mentality Show.
All right, welcome to the Mentality Show. That's right, you heard it, Mentality Show. We are a new show here on LA Talk Radio. This is actually our first day. Let's give ourselves a hand here, gentlemen. Hello. That's right. We are excited to be here, part of the LA Talk Radio family. Basically, we're a show. We are a roundtable discussion that gives listeners a rare opportunity to get inside the minds of four grown-ass men of a certain age, okay? We're bringing our own backgrounds, experiences, educated opinions, and most importantly, advice to the table regarding today's current events and just everyday problems and matters of concern that may possibly be affecting you, the listener out there. Now, whether you're a man or a woman, it's guaranteed that in some kind of way, this will touch on something that's going on in your life. And if you're not educated, you'll definitely be entertained, okay? So Let me introduce to you our panel of grown-ass men here, okay? I'll start with, to my right here, we got Tech C. Tech C in the house. Everybody give him a hand.
Thank you.
All right, he's our technical expert. Tech C, has a bachelor's degree in business. This husband and father is also a professional pilot, professional drone pilot, photographer, and videographer. He's pretty much hands-on with anything that involves technology, and that's it, just technology, not when it comes to women. Then we got, to my other right here, we got Vato V in the house.
Hola.
What up, Vato V?
Gilbo.
Yeah, that's right. He's our streetwise individual. This man, he knows all about stuff that's going on. He grew up in Los Angeles, so he is all L.A., okay? And this man has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. He's also been working with at-risk youth and been a youth mentor for over 20 years.
Yes, sir.
He's a father and a former semi-pro baseball player.
Yes, sir.
And he's pretty much volunteered his time and coached kids in various sports for over 15 years. That's right.
That's right.
Man, so that is some grown-ass man stuff. Then I got here to my left. This is our show's behavior guru, Paul Anthony in the house. What's up, Paul Anthony? Give him some love. This man, he's a life coach, musician, writer, marketing consultant. This free-spirited outdoorsman and martial artist is on a mission to share laughs, love, and respect with all of our brothers and sisters out there. And when I say martial artist, this man's kicked my ass a few times. It's so true. And then you got me. I'm your host, Delano in the house. Show me some love, gentlemen. Show me some love. Love me. Love me. That's right.
Long time, baby.
That's right. Now, I have a bachelor's degree in communications and sociology, a former stand-up comedian, actor, voiceover artist. These are all my things. I've been a professional life mentor for the past 11 years. As a comedian and mentor, I like to bring my advice to the table and my experiences to the table with a perfect humorous blend. You know, try to make it a little funny so you guys won't be bored. So basically, this is what our show is going to be about. We're going to discuss all kinds of things today. We're going to discuss sex, love, and relationships in the modern era, okay? These are things that are affecting a lot of people out there, not just adults, but people who are close to being adults. This is the hot thing right now. But before we get into that, we're going to discuss the current event. We like to bring up current events in our show before we get into the meat of the show. And what's hot right now is, of course, this thing going on with Donald Trump and these two former porn actors. actually, I'm sorry, they're current porn actresses, right?
Well, one is a porn star. And
one is a porn star.
One is
right?
a Playboy Playmate, and the other one is just, I guess,
a variety of other chicks throughout the different industries, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think one's a mail woman. She delivers mail. There's 19 chicks right now that are pursuing sexual harassment type either civil suits or complaints against him. So
Yep.
it's not a good place to be in as a man right now.
No.
I know the top ones that I know of are Karen McDougal and Stormy Daniels, right?
Yes.
Those are the main ones.
Yeah. Now, he's trying to silence these women. He has a, what do you call it, NDA?
Non-disclosure
agreement. Basically, he's trying to prevent these women from talking about some of the sexual exploits they've had in the past. Now, my question, first of all, and you guys can get into what your thoughts are, is why? Why is he trying to silence these women? I mean, is he afraid of there's some type of video or audio out there of him doing some things, some freaky things like on the ceiling fan or something?
Probably swinging around. But I think he was married during one of these, during the most recent one.
Right.
He
Yeah,
had
he
a
was
baby with one of the women.
Oh.
Right.
No. One of his wives, he was married, he had a baby.
So he was in a relationship actively, but also
And
playing
then-
his other cards and shit. So
Yeah.
that's number one. The non-disclosure agreement is, basically setting to protect him in case one of them got pregnant,
Yeah.
or if they broke up, and
That's crazy. Okay.
protecting
so,
his interests.
So
basically.
you brought up a good point there. One of the provisions in the non-disclosure agreement is if I were to impregnate you or you were to have my child, you cannot tell anyone, and I will not acknowledge this child, and all this type of things. Okay, so my thing about that is, okay, all these evangelist people who are supporting Trump, and even though when his wife was pregnant, he's out fucking these women and things like that, they still support him. All these evangelists, they're big on fatherhood. Okay,
Hypocrites.
so are they still going to support him now? Okay, if so, because that's going to show true hypocrisy. Okay.
I think they're gonna deny this shit till it turns to dust. dude.
Of course.
Not true.
He's
Yes.
like, if you look at for instance, Stormy Daniels, aka Stephanie Clifford, aka Peggy Peterson, like, it's like a fucking pyramid scheme of names.
Right.
Basically,
AKA,
the lower one pays
AKA.
the higher one. But basically, like, he's insulating himself from any knowledge. He had his lawyer create some, insulated fund to pay out this non-disclosure
Right, his
agreement.
lawyer.
He's
130,000.
distancing himself. but
Michael
it's like-
Cohen is his lawyer. I
Right.
believe,
So
right?
like
Yeah.
what he's done, they can't acknowledge the fact that they even know about this. It's like, what are you talking about?
Right.
He's like, I'm going to hire you
Yeah.
to protect me from fucking.
Right.
Exactly.
130,000.
His
130,000.
his lawyer has become his condom.
Yeah.
basically. That's
Pretty
like
much.
a living
much.
condom. Bro.
Pretty much.
I mean, are you surprised with it? I mean, come on, this man is known for grabbing women by the pussies and things like that.
Okay.
So, are you surprised by any of this?
No.
Hell no.
Hell no. Hell no.
Now
Yeah.
here's relating it back to the topic though. Is like, he is a man, very politically tied, financially tied. He's way up there when it
Powerful.
comes to powerful. You can
Very
simplify it. Are these some issues that just regular Joes and people trying to get to that point, that do we all go through stuff like this but on a more micro scale? Like, do we ever get caught up doing shit, having to have our friends create alibis, having to fucking borrow a friend's phone number, dude, or you know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
happened.
Well,
I'm sure this
I
happened.
would never grab a woman by her pussy unless she gave me permission to. But the question is, to answer your question, like if I had the power to do that,
What would that permission sound like? Like, oh, hey,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
hold me
Just
like a
grab me by
bowling
my
ball.
pussy, I don't know if she's into that sort of thing. As long as she communicates it effectively to me, yeah, it can't be any miscommunication on that.
Or wait, would her grabbing your cock be like, grab my pussy without talking? Like,
that's consensual.
Yes, if you grab my cock, I definitely have the power to grab your pussy. I don't think she look at me like, "What are you doing? You're touching my
Okay.
pussy."
So these, it looks like 19 so far. These are some of the words that I pulled out. I pulled them out. I basically, I focused on some of these words in the description of his quote unquote, wrongdoing: groping, fondling, grasping, unsolicited upskirt, panty touching. It's like, he's basically doing the fucking,
does he get under
the abuser
too, and
Olympics.
under the chain and look up the dresses?
he's like a track and field athlete, but for being a shyster.
The
So,
abuser Olympics. That's
pretty
funny.
much,
Yeah. So like, I guess that brings back to your original question. If you had the power, if you had the money, if you were given everything in life, pretty much like Trump. I mean, from day one, his father was a billionaire back in the 60s and 70s or whatever, and before that. If you had the power and all these things to do these type of things, would you take advantage of that power by grabbing women by the pussies?
I
or-
think if you're powerful and you got a lot of money and you're just a famous person, like, girls just want to do that anyways, right? I mean,
Dude, we're
Well,
talking.
I don't know
Hey,
about
I mean,
that one. No.
there's going to be a handful of girls.
she
that-
wants it. No.
There'll be a handful of girls that are just going to be like, I want
hey,
you to grab
They
my
want
pussy.
the attention.
Yeah.
You
It's
know what I mean?
crazy,
Like,
the attention
I
they
mean, the
want.
ones that don't want it, why force it? Why push it? Why get in trouble? Like, it's
let's
gonna
lay
come out
off
at some
Uncle
point.
Trump for a minute. What about professional athletes, other politicians? Remember that cat Wiener? That's the best name ever. For somebody getting involved. His face, he's just like,
Anthony likes to show
oh, I
us
love
wiener.
that guy, man.
Yeah.
But basically, anybody with power status is gonna be exposed to fucking groupies, dude.
Yeah,
Musicians.
I mean, have you ever
Yeah.
been to a
Every-
bar where guys like buying drinks for everybody? Like, girls kind of
Yeah.
gravitate to
Gravitate.
that, right?
Yeah.
But some women, what they do is they take advantage of the guy, just so they can get drinks.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like, I've been in Vegas and I sat down. I was in the bar and this guy had a table full of drinks, just a whole table, money, power. Wasn't nobody knew who the fuck he was, but there was girls kissing each other on a table, and then me and my friends were hanging out there. Like, it was a party, and this dude was definitely
Grabbing women by the pussy.
Exactly.
That's my thing. I mean,
and at 2:30 in the morning, I love watching. I usually go to those little fucking clubs once in a while. Go to the little bar outside the club, and at 2:30 in the morning, there's an exodus of bitches, dude. Everybody's walking out. I'm like, where are all the dudes at?
I know, right?
You're breaking your neck, and you're like.
But it's funny because all the empty bottles and empty men are just chilling. They're like, why the fuck did I do that? Like, they come in like locusts and they drink all the liquor and bounce.
And they bounce out of there.
Yeah. So.
And they come to somebody's room at this table. May he not be named. But yeah, man, it's man problems that they go up the ladder of succession of how much money and how much fame and power you have.
Have you gentlemen ever been in a position where you had some type of power at your day jobs or whatnot? Just even a little bit of power. Let's say you're made, supervisor of the day or acting manager or something like that. Have you ever felt in your mind like, oh, this is my opportunity to, go over there and flirt with Sarah and grab her by the pussy or whatever, you know what I mean? I mean, have you ever had that inkling, even if it was a little bit, to do something with a woman that you wouldn't normally do if you didn't have that power that was given to you?
I can't do that, man. That's just
not grab her by the pussy, but let's say
grab her by anywhere, bro.
I feel like I want to flirt with her today. Yeah, especially these days. You don't want to grab a woman anywhere, man.
But see, a woman will go as far. See, a man will go as far as a woman will let him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So for me to go up to
a real man, like a true, not a rapist,
exactly.
Or
so if he crosses that line, then it's a different situation.
Right,
he will be caught up in some serious shit.
Right, and that's that leads us into that whole Me Too movement with Harvey Weinstein and all that. These women didn't give him permission. I guess he felt like, okay, I won't touch you, but I'll grab myself by the penis, and hopefully I won't get in trouble doing this. But you can get in trouble for doing that these days, even in a private setting.
But you know what amazed me about these guys? And these guys, they're powerful and they're ugly dudes, man. Like,
they got that money.
Yeah, and it's all about the money. They think that because they have power and money, they think they can.
Look at Charlie
Sheen.
Sheen. He was a good-looking dude.
Yeah.
He had money.
Was.
And he's out there.
And Hot Shots Part 2, I would have fucked him.
Major League. When he's like.
That was another one.
Yeah, he was a good-looking dad, and that's why he fucked like 10,000 females.
Yeah, but he got something in return, gentlemen.
Yeah,
that's not a good thing.
We'll get into that.
H?
Got one of the H's.
Yes.
We'll get into. We'll tell our listeners. Yes,
right.
We'll get into the whole H theory that we
don't
share
let the
here.
H get you.
Don't let the H get you.
No.
Basically, you don't want to get anything that starts with H. Okay, hepatitis, HIV, herpes,
Hemorrhoids.
I mean, nothing. Those things are nothing. Some
HPV.
things that
Chlamydia
can't be healed.
Chlamydia is curable.
Yeah, it's curable. It's okay to get chlamydia, kids.
okay.
No, just kidding. We're not
We
advocating.
have a public
any of
service
that thing.
announcement about that.
Hey, everybody, don't get chlamydia. That shit's complicated.
From the Church of Jesus Christ. No, so basically, I mean, I've been in a position where I've gotten, I've been granted some type of power, even if I was a store clerk and my manager came up to me and said, "Hey, Delano, we need you to, watch out. I need you to watch the place while I'm gone." And if there was a girl there I was interested in, I may I'm kind of a big shot now. I was given a little bit of power, so maybe this is a good day to go and flirt with Susie. I'm not going to go grab her by a pussy, but I'm going to go flirt with her a little bit.
Did you ever introduce yourself as Delano, assistant junior store manager clerk? Like, did you introduce yourself with the tag at the end of your fucking name? Because that right there is like,
I now have the power.
if you have coffee, man,
Assistant.
coffee's not that sweet. You put sugar in it, right? You just put sugar in your fucking game.
There you go.
In that moment,
By
she
throwing that
knows
in
you
there.
by that fucking title that you're in. So it's like,
Maybe
But he
that
wants
could've got me
to
late.
add the milk to it too.
exactly. Sugar.
Sugar and cream.
Maybe that could have got me late. So basically, Trump's in a lot of trouble. This man is in a lot of trouble right now, and hopefully, all those people out there who voted for him, you'll see
All
who
in
this
favor of
man
impeachment?
truly, who this man truly is, and hopefully I'm not saying most people who voted for him are hypocritical, but look at some of the things he's done that other presidents would not have gotten away with. Bill Clinton.
Do it.
I mean,
let me hear it.
Hi, I'm Bill, and I just want to say that it is so not fair how people treated me when I was president. And now this man is grabbing people by the pussies, and all I did was grab a little bit of back fat, and I'm in trouble. How the hell is that possible?
Oh man.
So, I'm sure Bill's somewhere.
When Trump gets impeached, he's going to be like, Fun to nuke everybody, man.
Right.
Like a fucking video game, dude.
Yeah, we're done.
He's like,
The
I'll,
only
I'll
problem-
take care of you, mother effers.
Hey, he's gonna press the button. His little chubby carrot fingers are gonna be like misfire. Fuck. Bam. Got it on everything.
That's
blows
it.
up.
It's over.
Oh, man.
Like, what button is to push 10 nukes to go out? You know.
So I guess, I mean, anything else to say about this man?
That's it, bro.
Anything else
We're
to say
good,
about
bro.
Trump? That's enough
many
about that
prop-
guy. We
too
gave him
much
too much
Enough of our
attention.
time, yeah.
Yeah, too much of our time anyway. So we're going to move on to our next topic here, and that is sex, love, and relationships in the modern era. Okay, this we're talking about today with the internet and social media and all these things. How has that complicated dating in today's modern era? And I know some of you gentlemen here may have tried online dating. I know I have.
I have as well.
Vato V, you've done it. Some of us are married, some of us are not. Hopefully those of us who are married never did it. But
Well, I tried it when I was young on like AOL Instant Messenger. You know,
okay. Oh, wow. Back when
that was the first.
back when Jesus was running through the whole thing.
he was a CEO.
Jesus and Zuckerberg.
We couldn't
His
see
best friend
couldn't
was
see pictures.
fucking
Just
mad
typed.
and
You know, send me your pager number. Please.
Well, back when everybody wore sandals. and
With socks.
Things like
With
that. Right.
Socks. Hey.
Oh, that is some sick stuff. Vato V, didn't you say you like to have sex with socks
So
and
that
sandals or
I-
something?
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Oh, that's another show entirely. Okay,
fetish.
so let's get into it, gentlemen. I mean, okay, so you have different things. You have old-fashioned dating. Let's start with old-fashioned dating. Okay, old-fashioned dating, of course, organic dating. That's when you just meet someone on an everyday basis, not on a website. You meet them at Ralph's or at the grocery, any type of gas station, club, whatever.
Right.
Do you find it easier to date that way than today online, basically?
Well, personally speaking, man, like online dating is it's for me it was easier because you're at home, just chilling at home, relaxing and just swiping left, swiping right.
I'm in front
whatever.
of the TV,
I know.
jerking off, online dating,
Multitasking.
Like,
all
I
at
like
once.
you, and that's pretty much it. It's
Well, your choices are abundant. You have more
exactly
choices, like a
lot
kid
of
in a
choices.
candy store.
Exactly. So if you go to a store, it's just one, and if you're online, you have thousands. So
And,
it's
and
like
you can spit game to like 20, 30 chicks at once. Like,
exactly.
But how many of these chicks are real, dude? Like, how many of those are catfish? Like,
Catfishing.
Oh, man,
yeah.
I've had-
fucking not what you expected. Like,
Trout.
You know
box
what?
of chocolates type
And
shit.
I'm guilty of this because I started becoming a serial dater on this damn thing. So I was looking for the one, and it's not a good. I felt like it was getting expensive, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you find somebody that you truly like, and you're like, okay, hey, this is a potential, you just start pretty much putting everybody out. Putting everybody else on the back burner, and just focusing on one person, which is kind of cool. When you find that one and you try to give it a go, but it does get expensive, man. Personally
Well,
speaking.
let me ask you this: when you say getting expensive, do you mean, let's say on that first date, you decide to meet with her at an expensive place where you're going to spend a little cash?
Burgers,
Starbucks,
tacos.
Yeah, tacos for pacos. I'm sorry, I had to get that in there, guys.
why not a bar? Why not say, hey, let's meet up at the bar?
Yeah, bar's
Oh,
cool.
it can get
Coffee
pricey.
spot is
With
cool.
drinks, it can get pricey.
Yeah.
Drinks are like $15 these days, and
Yeah.
I don't drink, but I understand. It can be pretty pricey. So
It is. It gets expensive. It depends on who you go out with. Or like, nope, next.
Starbucks, $5 coffee.
There you go, $5.
So when you meet up with the person, what's the initial meetup like? How's that?
You know what, man? Like, okay, this is the way it is. Like, when you go online, you talk to a person, you start talking to them. I guess text messaging, you exchange messages. This is the way it goes. You exchange messages. You like each other, and mind you haven't even heard this person on the
You haven't heard the
phone.
voice.
Like,
What's up, Vato V?
What's up?
I heard your show.
How you doing?
Yeah.
gotta go.
Hey,
Show
would you
you
stop
right.
talking to her if she answered the phone like this? Hey, everybody.
Oh,
Or if you heard like medical
like Biggie
equipment.
Smalls.
What if you heard beeps and beep? Beep. No.
It's happened.
or another thing is when a female takes a picture of her, just this part.
Oh, they
just
crop it,
upper
bro?
torso,
Oh,
right?
With the right angle?
With the right angle, right?
That's
She could
happened.
be a mermaid or
Have
you know,
web toes and
right,
shit.
right.
Not
be in a
that there's anything wrong
wheelchair
with
or
web
something.
toes.
And not that there's anything wrong with a
Somebody out there,
handicapped
that's
person.
a fetish. That's fetish.
Yeah,
for somebody.
So yeah,
somebody likes
you got to watch out for all. It's when you meet someone organically, I mean, you talk to them right then and there. You see, you get an idea or a feel of who they are, just a feel, even if it's brief. I think you're going to deal with less hassles in the future with that personnel. Tech C mentioned earlier that there are a lot of people who meet online who have successful relationships. You can meet that diamond in the rough, if you will.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Don't take their metrics though, man. Like if you see a couple and you find out, like start keeping count. What percentage of people that meet online actually stick it out? I know a couple. I know a few, but I know
a few. I know a few,
but not the vast majority of people.
No,
because
the mass majority of people. I think the mass majority are online just to
bump uglies.
Yes,
right.
Yes,
that's my question.
Word.
Okay, I'm not in the game right now, or for here or ever after. But my question would be, if I don't know, my question for myself would be, why the fuck am I online? It's way more fun to just go and approach people, get shot down, crash and burn, or maybe make a connection. To me, being old school, the hunt, just to make a friend, just to have
online dating is giving that man or that person who doesn't have the confidence in person to go approach a woman. Has now given them the confidence to just type a little something. Hey, what's up? How you doing?
So why are those chicks on there though?
Because they just want to fuck.
I don't know. Well, because chicks,
different reasons.
Chicks, you hear them all the time. I'm sorry, you were saying.
Go ahead.
Well, chicks, if you ask a chick, if you see a guy you like, how do you approach them? Oh, I don't approach men. I'll give them a look, and if they don't approach me, then I missed out. They're lost. Yeah. So this is their way. This is a woman's way of approaching a man, if you will, without looking like a whore. So.
Well, you're filtering. They're filtering everybody out. I mean, just like
they're filtering exactly.
They filter out they weed out the weirdos and stuff.
Right.
But sometimes you do get weirdos on there, because I know a lot of people that are on there as well, and they're like, man, I don't. When you go to the store, it's way different. And if you're approached by a weirdo, it's like, oh, get away from me.
Yeah.
But if you're online, it's like, next. You try to get whoever to your liking. You know what I mean?
Now, I mentioned this on a former show of ours, one of our practice shows. I think online dating to me, because I love women. Okay.
Well, we all do.
To me, online dating is like a kid in a candy store. If you send me if I'm a kid and I'm in a candy store and I try a piece of chocolate and it's delicious, I'm thinking, oh, this is delicious chocolate. I've never, this is really good. Oh, but they have nut clusters over here, or oh, they have honey butter over here, and so I'm going to try all these candies out until I'm sick. And I think that's how until I have an H, right? Exactly.
STDs, almost there.
Right.
Please don't get the H.
So I think that's how it is with online dating. If you have so many choices, you can meet somebody who's almost perfect for you.
Right.
But as soon as I don't like the way she, her nose looks today. It's weird. So I'm going to go back online and find me somebody else.
That is messed
okay.
up.
Let me interrupt.
That's the pickiness.
So
guys,
I think that commando, fucking shotgun type dating is lessening our patience for imperfections.
Yes.
And girls, man, and vice versa. Like you just said, there's the selection is vast. Online candy store, I can have whatever the fuck I want. I can mix two colors, whatever I want, I can have it. So nothing needs to rattle me. If I don't like it, that's it.
Exactly.
Even if they're a good person, they may have been like, forget long-term partners, but it would have been a fun, compatible match. You might disregard them because of something small.
Well, I've had situations where I've gone on a date. Everything is good. You're texting each other and you're good to go. And then when you get there, it's like crickets, man. Like, I'm like, oh damn,
no chemistry, no energy.
Or you know what? Or like they send you a picture here, they send you a picture there, and it's like, hey, like, who the hell are you?
If they ask you this, have you ever had it where you felt the girl was like, oh shit, that's not how he really looks?
Yeah.
Like, where you're like, don't meet their expectations.
Yeah, I've had that before.
So you're a catfish, V?
I have been a catfish.
You be catfishing bitches?
Oh man, he took his head and put it on Arnold's body.
And I'm like,
you do the chopper.
like you work out. Like, yeah.
Like, yes, I do. And then you get there, you're like,
oh shit. That's funny. So you guys both catfish each other.
we both catfish each other.
It's like, you're 50 pounds heavy. Well, bitch, so are you.
Yeah.
Like, you're 100.
Somewhere in the ocean, there's two fucking catfish. Like, dude, you got V'd.
I know, right?
You got fucking V'd, homie, with the shark. And he ate you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I can happily say I've done online dating, and all of my women have been very happy with it.
And why?
No catfishing here,
So they got the little D.
Hey, it's not how you. This is what guys with little D's say. It's not about the size, but the motion in the ocean. That's a bullshit.
So
excuse
that's
for
why you're
guys
saying
with
it,
low
sir?
Ds.
That's why you're bringing
That's
it
what
up?
they say. That's what they say. I have a huge cock. So,
I knew it was coming, man.
And the guys
hey,
that,
you
and the
guys
that
brought it
brag,
on. You guys brought it on.
6:27 p.m. on Wednesday.
Hey, C-Tech brought it up. I didn't say it. He brought it up.
We were gambling. You owe me $5. $5.
So, okay, now that we've talked about organic, meeting organically and online and all that, let's say you finally meet that person, whether it's organically or whether it's online, and you decide to start a relationship.
Right.
Okay. So now let's move on to that. And let's say this relationship is beautiful. She's beautiful. Everything's nice, but something's just not right. Okay.
Been there.
We call these deal breakers.
Been there.
Deal breakers in a relationship.
all red flags.
Or red flags, exactly. Red flags. Okay, so what would you say are some of the top deal breakers in a relationship?
Man.
Then most of our audience members, some may be obvious, some may not. So what would you guys say?
For me, I've had situations where, you try to start something with somebody and then they become jealous, man. It's like, okay, we start dating and stuff, and I like you, you like me, we hit it off, we're good. Why are you still online? Why do I see you online? I'm like, why are you still online?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm on there, what are you doing on there?
How do you know
what I
I'm
mean?
on there unless you're on
It sounds like damaged goods, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I was thinking, and it's like, okay, so why are you jealous? What's the deal with the jealousy thing? Let's
Didn't
talk
you
about
say you
jealousy.
dated a woman that you met online before, and you guys go out to eat? This is the first date,
Yes.
and the server comes up to you, and you just tell the server what you want,
Yep.
and then this
Why
chick
are you
looks at
looking
you
at
and
her?
says, "Why are you looking at the server?" Like, because I'm hungry.
Because she's taking my order.
Right.
I'm like, oh, man,
And she
what's
had
up with
big
that, bro?
boobies.
Yeah, exactly. And she looked delicious.
Right.
That sounds like just some old relationship triggers, man. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing is, that as you get older and older and older, this professor of mine was talking about the analogy of carrying bags. Your life, you carry this bag around, and if you had a tough life, more shit gets added and the bag gets heavier. Some of the chicks that we're seeing are 35, 36, have all types of different. They got like 2 bags and a stroller and a fucking luggage cart and like
Yeah.
like us too. So some of those things cause triggers. You're in
Yeah.
there like just trying to date and get to know somebody, and you're like, yeah, let's go out for pizza. Fuck, you broke up with me at the pizza shop.
I know, right? Yeah, it's like, oh, shit,
Let's
it's
go
all
get
bad.
Chinese. Something different, but.
You know what?
age? I'm sorry.
No, go
go
ahead.
ahead. Well, what age range do you think most women? Because we're all men here, we don't date guys. And I'm sure there are men out there with baggage, but I don't date dudes. What age range do you think most women start to carry baggage? What
Wow.
age range?
I mean,
when does it
varies,
start?
man. It varies, man. It
Depends on their past
I
experience.
would say in my past. I mean, when I was a teenager, there was girls that had baggage, man.
Hey, it depends
Oh,
on
that's
their
not
family of fucking origin,
Family,
man. Like,
yeah,
what was
yeah.
their parents' relationship? You
Yeah.
don't have to be all psychological about it, but if their parents broke up, maybe they have sensitivities to things that their dad used to tell their mom. They're hypersensitive about him walking out or wanting time away, or like,
Yeah.
and then they
There's
either
so
are
many issues that
yeah,
can
yeah.
happen as a kid that can affect their dating life.
Yeah.
And that's the
Daddy
thing. If
issues
you're
and
just
things
trying to
like
have
that.
fun, if you don't have time for all that, that's fine. You don't have to make every relationship last. But if you're interested in a girl, she's got a lot of qualities. Like,
Right.
get to know her. Let her talk.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth for about 10 minutes. Ask her an open-ended question. Say, hey, tell me about your family. What was your childhood like?
Well, let her talk
And
and,
just-
and actually listen.
And listen to what she's talking. And if she says,
Because
my
you're letting her
parents
talk,
were
you're
divorced.
like,
Yeah, man. When am I
Yeah.
gonna fuck this?
you see that
bro?
post on Facebook?
Hey, you said, he made a good point. What did you say? Repeat that.
I
When am
forgot.
I-
I have a short.
when
term
am
memory.
I
No,
gonna
when am I
have-
gonna have sex with this, bro?
When am I gonna have coitus? Like,
Coitus.
Hey, the thing is, if you really care about this chick, sit back, listen to what she says, and you will pick up on these little hints of, oh, parents are divorced. All right, well,
Mhm.
maybe she needs a little bit more of my attention in certain regards, but you'll get to know the girl. Pay attention to her mind and not just her body.
Right now you say pay attention, man. Oh my God, I went out on this date. I went out on this date. Girl was a beautiful girl. We went out, we started talking, and I started paying attention. She's like, my sister, she is a drug addict. My mom was a former prostitute. My dad just got out of
Jeez.
prison, and I was like, and you what? So I'm the good girl. I'm all right. But then I'm thinking, you have to be careful with your mom, your dad, and your sister, and your brother. Like, what
Call
the
that a
hell,
red
bro,
flag.
man?
That's like-
That's a huge. That's a
Wow.
It's gonna be an interesting Thanksgiving, dude. Like,
Wow.
That's a communist flag right
yeah,
there, man.
That's some type of
crazy.
flag.
But we're not saying that just because you have these issues in your family growing up,
Right.
that you're a bad person or you're somebody. But I mean, if you do have these type of issues, get them addressed.
Right.
Seek counseling, do some type of self-help talk to our man Paul Anthony here. He's good at these type of things.
Only if it's causing you dysfunction in your life. If
Right.
people go through shit and they're resilient, they're fine. Right. They find another way to be strong and move on with their life. But some people, it affects their functional, it affects their functional relationships at work and blah blah blah, and their relationships suffer and it becomes an impediment. It's a problem.
Yeah. Right.
So and that goes for men too, man. Some of us have weird backgrounds, like that's why we're hyper everything. Maybe all we want to do is go and get that thing, or all we want to do is command the relationship and bounce when it's done.
Right.
Assess yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Be responsible.
Right. Yeah.
What do you think what is a red flag would be? I think talking about exes,
Whatever.
on a date.
Yeah, that's that would definitely be a red flag. But,
On a date.
you know,
But
I would say talking about exes
Period.
on the first date.
Didn't
On the
you
first
do
date.
that once?
I went through something like that where I went out with this young lady and she started talking about her ex on the first date, and this is, I don't mind hearing about your ex because it kind of gives me an idea of why you broke up and who you are and that type of thing, but not on the first date. The first date we're trying to get to know each other. We're trying to find out as much about each other without talking about our exes and things like
She's
that.
not over him, dude. If they're still talking
Yes,
about him,
exactly.
Yeah.
still-
I mean, she's not over him.
they're comparing you.
Delano's like, I don't want to hear about your ex because I'm trying to get in the panties.
Exactly. Right. I want to know
You
what
should
he
ask.
experienced in your.
Be like,
panties.
so tell me, what did he do to get in your panties? Simple. They're comparing you because maybe that person had a lot of fucking status in their life and long-term boyfriends and
Yeah. That's
red flag.
red flag.
Huge red flag, man.
Some of the things that would turn me off about a female once I get to know her is what's her education level like, her financial situation,
Motivation.
Yeah, exactly, motivation. Her goals. Same things that women look for in men, we look for in our women, especially if we're thinking about long term.
Many
If I'm
kids.
just trying to bang and smash, then you could be passed out behind a dumpster as long as you. No, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad.
Sucio.
Grab her in the
I'm not
pussy,
that
right?
bad, right? Just grab her in the pussy, right? Exactly. By the way, I want to say this for the record: if you women out there, if you go out with a man and he's trying to smash the first day, okay, he is number one not very mature. Okay, he is not a mature person. He needs a lot. There's a lot of maturing he needs to do. And number two, he's just trying to fuck. He is just trying to. He is not interested in having a long-term relationship with you. He's just trying to smash.
But what if
Okay.
she wants the same thing though?
Then do it. I mean, damn.
That's the
what it
thing,
comes
man.
down
It's
to.
like, we all. I think everybody who's listening. Is anybody listening? No. If there's anybody listening, man, we're all grown ass people, or we're getting there. We all know this shit. We all know like what
Adults,
dating's
man.
about. Like
We're adults.
we've all been through our shit. We've had wins and losses. In the end, I think it's important to define what you want. Dude. If you
Yep.
want to go fuck around, put that on the table. Be I think people,
Nowadays, you can put it on the table.
Yeah.
I think before you couldn't.
Right.
Nowadays,
You had to pretend. Go meet the
Nowadays,
family,
it's-
Yeah.
walk the dog. Like, fuck.
Like pet the cat. Like what the?
I hate cats, dude.
I
Fucking
gotta-
cat, dude. I hate cats.
I got to disagree
Sorry,
with you a
cat
little
lovers.
bit, Dave.
Sorry, cat lovers.
Paul Anthony, I got to disagree with you a little bit because some women, they try to play that game. They try to play that game, even though they may want to smash or whatever, just like you. But if you come at them like that,
Hey, nobody said that.
No, I mean, they, just like,
she's
okay,
gonna
Let's
let's
plug
smash
his
you.
microphone.
right. She wants to smash. I want to smash. But they still want to play that game. They still want to give
That's
that
their
image
job.
that they're a good
they
girl.
want to look good.
Right, but so if you come at them like, look, this is all I'm looking for, they're not going to come with. Sometimes, not every woman, they're going to come like, well, what kind of woman do you think I am? Even though she is that kind of
Don't
woman.
answer that question.
What kind of woman do you think I am? And now you have to deal with all that
Here,
bullshit.
hey, you know what though? This is the thing, man. You know what you're doing. We know what we're doing. Body language is everything. If you're talking to a chick and sure the distance between you guys stays like this the whole time,
That's
it's
not
probably you probably need to wait a couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put your hand back on the table.
Oh, you better not do
Put it
anything
on the
crazy,
table.
man. You better not do anything
No.
crazy.
But if the
touching
hand,
you.
I got you.
That's so weird. That's
If
so
the proximity, look, there were
Don't say
seven.
it's weird. I've seen you do
Hold
that.
we're on air. Sir.
Yeah.
I saw this little leg.
We're gonna have to bring the little voice out of Delano over there.
What are you talking about, sir?
It's on YouTube.
There were 7 signs that I read about that show.
I'm an actor.
So,
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Pornographic guys.
Sorry.
There's like signs. You guys all know the signs, man. If a girl initiates a contact, it shows, she's receptive. She's more.
Yeah.
So then take it a little step further.
Right.
Feel her out.
Yeah.
Same thing. We all know, dude. We're not doing it. We know what's going on.
Not literally, just.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I went out with a girl months ago, last year. It was late last year. And we go out, And I found this girl very attractive. I thought she had a lot of potential to be someone I would like to have a future with. So I came at her with that type of game. Look, hey, when I first saw you, it was something about you. I experienced, this is how I felt. And she kept coming at me with these things like, oh, well, you know, I just want to let you know I can't offer you what you're looking for right now, but I do think you're sexy. I do think you're attractive, and I do think we can have something, but I just can't give you what you want. And I still, in my mind, because my ego's thinking, oh, she wants me, she's going to want me, I'm still coming at her with, oh, we can have some type of relationship. But then I thought about it later. I'm like, she just wanted to fuck. She just wanted to fuck, and she was giving me all the signs without actually saying it. And I missed out on that good coochie, you know, because of my ego. So, you know, so women, you're paradox wrapped in your own enigmas. We're trying to figure it out.
Sounds like a burrito, dude. I'll eat that shit.
I'm a man of a certain age. I've been around for a long time. I've dated lots and lots of women, and I'm still trying to figure it out. There's still those ones who throw you off, you know.
There's a lot of them that throw you off, man. It's crazy.
So we were talking about like V, you know, Paul Anthony. What are some of your deal breakers in relationships?
STDs, probably. We talked about this
Big ones.
in confidence. We were talking earlier.
Anything, no H's.
Over beers, we were discussing like past, you know, when you were younger, when you're a little less responsible, like, did you require, I know the answer is fuck no. Did you require a chick, or were you ever required to produce fucking paperwork saying that you were clean of STDs?
You know what? Hey,
yes,
I've had a situation like that. You know, I was dating this one girl, and well, it's more like we're kicking back, booty call. And yeah, she required paperwork, so I'm like, here it is.
He has it in his car, next to his driver's license and registration.
He goes on his computer and changes it every few weeks.
I think
I changed the year.
Just for the record, C-Tech, our tech guy, he provides that type of paperwork.
I've heard no sound effects. You're fucking failing,
Like
bro.
over there, park the park. Yeah, $50.
We're good. That's it.
Right.
Yeah, but I've had that situation where like you know, she requested it, and I said, hey, I'm cool, man. Here it is. Where's yours?
Right.
So she popped out hers, and we're good.
I mean, it was right there. She carried it
Not
with
right
her.
then and there, but you know, like
She
we
popped
waited
it
a little
out,
bit.
and then they
That's
just started
weird.
bumping uglies, raw, and
And that's all bad.
Dirk Diggler style.
I have some sobering
Yeah, I was
facts, you
single.
guys.
I didn't give a shit. So let's do
So
this.
you guys
If you
wanna-
ask somebody for their paperwork and they pop it, oh yeah, I got it right here. That's not real.
that means they're ready.
Like,
They're
are you a porn
prepared.
star?
They're like,
Give me
a week.
I'd rather you go and get it because, okay, let's say who did they fuck in between time? Who did they have sex with before they met me and didn't get tested? You know.
check out some of these. I pulled like 4 stats off the
I thought we weren't doing stats today.
Real
Facts.
quick. So check this out. This is kind of fucked up. Half of
Paul
all,
Anthony's trying to look smarter than all of us with his facts. You know.
This guy put his glasses on there.
Shut up. You want to hear which of us is
Hey,
going to get an
he pushes
STD
his
or not?
glasses.
One of us at this table has one thing burning now. So half of all sexually active people in this room
Show us your papers.
I gotta pee.
by 25 years old, half of all people will have some type of sexually transmitted infection.
By
By
25.
25 years
fuck.
old, half of all
Yes, I'll beat the
all
record.
fuckers will have that. 20 million sexually transmitted infections every year between the ages of 15 and 24
Let me knock on
cost $16 billion
Wow.
in U.S. fucking dollar bills.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to ask this question.
I got
Which
insurance.
one of us, not us, which one of you guys
Right, dude.
has had an STD?
I've smelled the fire coming from this.
Let our
gentleman.
audience get
I know.
I have the paperwork to prove it.
Yeah,
bro.
right, dude.
So that's the script. That's not
Shout
paper.
out.
Nate over there.
They don't know that.
I don't know. I saw this guy popping antibiotics about 10 minutes.
That's why he doesn't drink.
That's why you can't have
It'll dilute the
penicillin
power.
and beer. Don't mix. You know.
Anytime they tell you to take a Cillin, that's all bad.
Is it Vato V or Vato H? Which one is it?
I feel like it's like a fucked up version of Sesame Street.
Hello, everybody. Doing good. Oh,
Don't get AIDS, everybody. I cannot do that voice.
Deal breaker is STDs.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Unless, okay, we were talking about this before too. So what if it's a manageable and containable STD like herpes?
hepatitis.
Manageable.
Remember the Valtrex commercial? We talked about this before. The Valtrex had a commercial a few years back where they had this treatment. It wasn't a cure, but it was a treatment for genital herpes.
Right.
It just sounds hard, dude. Genital herpes, like fuck.
Yeah.
So they had this treatment. It was a very beautiful commercial. It was a long walk on the beach, holding hands, and I'm like, and it was the chick, so we knew it was her that had the shit. And this random guy holding hands, and he picks her up, and it's like, from the makers of Valtrex. And he's like, the fuck is Valtrex? Get off me, bitch. He threw her on and the waves crashed on her. Would you date a girl that was on Valtrex?
No, man.
Vato V. Valtrex V.
What if you fell in love with
Valtrex
V?
Could you just
Yeah, no.
wrap your thing and
No,
right?
man.
You could. And what if it goes
V
in
likes
remission
to,
too?
He likes to
It's-
fuck raw. So
It's
Hell
not,
no, bro.
It's not always
Protect
out
yourselves,
there.
people.
Yes, but according to the trends, this is the fucked up part.
why is everybody looking at you, V?
I don't
when
know,
you ask that
bro.
question?
We're all
They're
diagonally
like a fucking porn star, motherfucker. What the fuck?
triangulating.
Oh.
The older you are and the more sexually active you are, the greater the odds are that you may bump into somebody you're colliding with.
Why you gotta say bump, bro?
It's part of the
6
game,
degrees
bro.
of H or something like that.
Exactly, 6 degrees of age. So
Yeah.
technically, all four of us have probably bumped somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody.
You're somebody.
All leads back to Kevin Bacon. Somehow. Footloose. I love that movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
no,
is wow. So yeah,
don't know.
STDs is definitely a
Condoms,
big
they're
one.
$3. Go to the store. buy
Put on
bro.
two of 'em,
Put
fuck
two of
it.
them and the bag.
Yes, magnums, ladies, magnums. Ding. Okay, so now we're talking about managing. We went from STDs. We talked about some of the deal breakers in relationships, exes, financial status. By the way, next week we should have our phone lines up where we can have callers call in and give us your opinion on what you think and some of your experiences that you've dealt with, and maybe we can give you our advice on our experiences, and hopefully it can help you in the future.
Right.
So we're about to conclude our show here. We got a few more minutes left. So basically, in conclusion, our question, we like to end with a question of the day. I'm sorry. Excuse me, a little bit under the weather here. So our question is, what's more important to you, gentlemen? Okay. And if we had our call lines up, we can have some callers come in. A woman who is gorgeous with a bad attitude, okay, or a woman that is average looking with an amazing attitude. What's more important to you, gentlemen? We'll start with C-Tech.
No, I'll start with Paul Anthony.
What? You have to get his answer first. Whatever you say, Paul Anthony, C-Tech is going to say. Go ahead.
Like that. One more time. Repeat the question.
Okay, what's more important to you? A gorgeous woman.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Spell it. What's the noun?
The part of speech. No, I got you. Beautiful, gorgeous, or with a
Average.
bad attitude, or average, to
With an
above average
amazing
with amazing
attitude.
I would have to say, man, it depends on a couple things. I hate to elaborate, but it really does. My age, number one, where I'm at in life, and what I'm capable of, dude. Because, I don't know. It's like life is like a roller coaster, man. You're not always at your A game.
Oh my God, yeah.
So you take the 4s and 5s and 6s. But
Mhm.
if you're at the top of your game, you're gonna go for the better.
So
Maybe-
right now, at this point in your life,
I'm happy, man. I'm good.
you're good.
I'm good, and I have all the above.
So
I got
it's-
very fortunate. I have
Mm,
everything. So it's
not an
cheating.
answer.
But no, but I can answer. But I can answer
But
with
you're-
hypotheticals
you're answering-
because I know enough folks, and I've had enough conversations. I've seen the world enough to say that if I was not in that situation, if I was in a hunt mode,
Yeah.
knowing what I know right now, bro, I would probably. Damn. If I've already had the best love of my life and it didn't work out, keeping it real,
Right.
don't judge me. Keeping it real.
Right.
I don't know, bro. It just depends on what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I would probably try them both until I found happiness. I would say long-term relationships are the best when you have somebody that just
Right.
is down as fuck for you, loves you, treats you right, isn't all consumed by their own shit. So I would say the nice one with, 6, 5, 6, 7, whatever, with a great attitude.
Okay. All right. That's Dave. That's Paul Anthony's
with
answer.
hot friends, though.
That's right.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Right. Okay. How about you, Vato V?
You know, I've dated both.
Yeah.
And I've had good experiences and bad experiences. Sometimes you want that beautiful woman because she's a trophy girl, I guess. But when that attitude comes out, bro, man, that thing makes you look ugly as hell, man.
Right.
It's like, damn, like for real, like why do you gotta be so fine and a bitch? Like
Yeah.
seriously, what's up with that?
I know what you mean.
You can't
Yeah.
get you can't always have it your way, and it
Right.
sucks. But then I've
Right.
dated women who are, average or still good looking.
Yeah.
And they're like the sweetest thing, and it's like,
Yeah.
I like that.
Hey, which ones are the best in bed, though?
Damn.
We already know the answer to that one.
I think average girls because they try harder.
Probably.
Okay.
I think that the better attitude,
Yeah.
average girl, better attitude.
Average girl, better attitude. Okay. I'm gonna say at first I was gonna say the gorgeous woman with the bad attitude, but eventually looks fade. Okay, looks fade. Women start to, people just, they're not as attractive as they once were. So you're going to need that attitude to fall back on. And, I love a woman. If she has all the other qualities, education, financial status, all those things, and pretty much close to everything I'm looking for. And then I have to question myself, what can I offer, what can I bring to the table? If those things match, then basically I think we make a perfect pair. But look, I'm at my age now and I'm still single. That's how hard it is to find the perfect person for you. That's how difficult
You didn't
it is
answer the
to
question,
find.
though.
Oh, I thought I did. I thought I said woman with
He
attitude.
just had a
I said
public
woman
service
who-
announcement about some other shit.
Well, I thought I said a woman with a good
and
attitude.
bitchy or somewhat hot and very cool.
Good attitude.
He wants a hot woman with a
Because
good
I said,
attitude.
remember I said it looks fade.
I'm fortunate to have both, so screw you guys.
Okay. Looks fade. You looks fade. And yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're a very lucky man, and so are you,
Yes.
Paul Anthony. Bato V, so are you. And I'm a lucky man myself, I must say.
Yes, we're all lucky,
man myself. So let's do this, gentlemen. We like to end our show on a mental note. And I think our mental note of the day, it's obvious, okay? Number one, don't grab women by the pussies.
Don't do that.
And what do you say, the 4 H's?
Yeah, the four.
The 4 H's?
Stay away from the 4 H's.
Stay away from the
4
4
H's.
H's. That's hepatitis, HIV, herpes, hemorrhoids, and
all of the above.
anything that starts with an H. It might be 5 H's. It might be a 6th H out there they don't know about that they're trying to find.
Condoms and
So
Get some condoms.
wrap it up. They're not expensive.
wrap it up. So that concludes the Mentality Show. As our first show, stay tuned next week. Okay, we have a show every week. We're going to be presenting to you at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. And let me give you a little bit of information on where you can catch us as far as our social media. You
Facebook
can
Live.
tune in every Wednesday at 6 p.m. or you can check us out at www.thementalityshow.com. Our Instagram is at @the_mentality_show, or Twitter at Mentality Show, or YouTube, just YouTube at The Mentality Show. And that pretty much concludes our show.
And we broadcast on Facebook Live.
And we broadcast on Facebook Live. So if you want to see what we look like and how handsome
And,
all of us are,
LA Talk Radio as
LA
well.
Talk Radio
We'll be
too.
streaming
LA Talk Radio.
Thank
and
you,
have
LA Talk Radio.
archive shows.
That's
Hey, if you
right.
guys want to send any messages or anything like that, go ahead and send anything on our social media, and we'd be more than glad to see if we can answer any questions.
There you go.
Thanks,
Exactly.
fans. Appreciate
Stay
We're always
tuned. We'll be
available.
having giveaways and cool stuff.
Hopefully
Stay tuned,
soon.
guys.
We're always available. See you folks next week.
Awesome.
Peace, love, happiness.
Welcome to the Mentality Show.
No more H's.